It is Thursday, July 27th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today, which means some kind of noteworthy or interesting or intricate theme, most likely. And this interesting or noteworthy or intricate edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Lewis Williams, Camtron, Henrik Koskinen, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They're sustaining this channel, keeping this series going. For that, I am extremely appreciative. So thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. And if you would like to support the channel in that way, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field. There you can find the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as the official Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug for benefactors. Thank you again to everybody who is a patron at any level. I really do appreciate it. And I also appreciate everybody who's subscribed to the channel on YouTube. Go ahead and maybe consider doing that if you've been enjoying these videos. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. It's a nice, friendly chat community, and it's available for everybody. And there's a link in the description field to that as well. All right, let's get on to the crossword today. This is, as I said, a Thursday puzzle, so some kind of thematic ambition maybe will be present in the grid. It's the second crossword from Guilherme Giglioli, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see what's in store for us on this Thursday-themed edition of the crossword. Word with dirty or car? I'm not sure, actually. Item in a diner display. What would a diner have on display? A diner often has sort of cakes and pies on display. Could be pie. I goofed. Uh-oh, maybe? Is it as simple as that? Baby's boo-boo and owie, maybe? Sort of ways for, to sort of use childish language to refer to an injury. So let's see if that helps. Well, let's put pie in here. Okay, this doesn't look right. One of these is probably wrong. Locale of the house depicted in American Gothic. Is it Iowa? So, must be incorrect. That looks more correct. For the ages. Epic? That was epic. That was for the ages. It was really impressive. I goofed. Oh, oops, right. Okay, of course, there's another perfectly plausible equivalent. Word with dirty or car? Pool, oh, dirty pool or carpool. Is that what it is? Dirty pool? Is that a word or a phrase? Enzyme and dairy pills, lactose. Right, okay. All right, that must be the answer. Dirty pool. Why does that? Is it just referring to a swimming pool? Is there some phrase I don't know? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, here we go. Release. To release someone is to set them free. The 2% of 2% refers to a milk fat measurement in dairy milk. Contented size. Is that not what it is? Contented size. Ooze. Oh, maybe this is not lactose. It must not be. It must be lactase. That's something. Contented size. Oz. Right. Okay. This is milk fat. So lactase must be. It must sort of be. Have some countervailing effect or something. Lactase. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've certainly heard that. I don't honestly know very much about what it is. As you can tell, attention-getting cry. Most of 1999 is nines. It's simply the number 9 is most of that year's number, or some. I guess it doesn't need to be a year. I guess it could just be the number 1,999. Cost of a hand. Maybe in poker or some other card game, the ante. Perhaps you sort of place you bet in with an ante. I'm sure I'm using this terminology incorrectly, but you know what I mean. Studio caution. On air. You could have a broadcast studio, radio or television, indicate on air so that the proceedings are not disturbed. Vaughn of True Detective. Vince Vaughn was in one of the seasons of True Detective. Was it 2? I can't remember, honestly. Attention-getting cry. Over here, you might say, to get somebody's attention. And cube, put down someone's shirt in a prank. You could drop an ice cube down someone's shirt in a prank. I don't think I've ever seen that happen in real life. I've only ever seen it happen on screen. To submit some information or some data could be to enter it. And if you set up again for billiards, you could re-rack the balls on the billiards table. So, re-rack them with that triangular sort of template, the rack. What a pass may offer. Access. A pass could grant you access to a building, for instance, or an event. Bars for checking people out. I don't know, maybe the sort of X-ray wands? I'm not sure what this is looking for. Designation that's cheaper than vintage usually. I don't know, fine or something? I'm not actually sure what this is referring to. Is it wines or is it something else? I'm not sure. Cavort could be to caper or to prance or to leap or, not so much leap. I don't know. I'm not sure what that one is. All right, here's our theme. 17 across plus 18 across plus 19 across. That's interesting. Oh, I see. Equals 19 across. Sorry, not plus. Epic plus enter. Epicenter. So the epicenter of something is the sort of focus or the heart or the... I'm not sure actually what this is looking for. I wonder if that's what I assume this is what we're meant to do. We sort of combine 17 and 18 into a single word, and then we look for a synonym of them. Fruit in the liquor patcharan. Boy, I'm not sure. Is it slow? I'm just guessing because slow is kind of associated with, spirits or liqueurs. That's my guess. Let's check the crosses. Designation that's cheaper than vintage. Is it VSOP? I mean, that's a distinction of sort of brandies and things. I don't know. Let's see if that looks good at all. No, I don't think it does. Things that are folded on a Scottish fold cat. I think the ears are folded on a Scottish fold. Used? Cheaper than... I see. Something's vintage. It sort of indicates that it's, it could be used, but it's also valuable and, maybe has a kind of retro charm, and it's above simply being referred to as used. I think that might be what we're looking for. Turns red. So you could dye something to turn it red. Cavort. To play around. To cavort. To play. Okay, there we go. So, the core, maybe the epicenter, the core of something would be its epicenter. That sounds right to me. Does that work with this? Bars for checking people out. Yes, a UPC code. So, is this one of those redundant phrases? Does C stand for code universal product? Is that code or is it something else? I'm actually not sure. Maybe it's not redundant. Maybe C stands for something else. Anyway, they're the things people scan at a checkout line. Once menos tres says that 11 minus 3 is 8, which is ocho in Spanish. There we go. All right. Car with a bow tie logo. A Chevy? The Chevrolet logo is that sort of I can't remember what the Chevrolet logo is. Maybe it is sort of a bow tie kind of logo. Invited to a movie. Asked out. You asked someone out. You invited them to a movie. Say. The say meaning this is just an example of that thing. Obviously, inviting someone to a movie and asking them out are not synonyms. Inviting them to a movie is simply an example of asking somebody out. Peaks could be Acme's, maybe. High points. Let's see if that works here. Morty's cartoon pal. Oh, the cartoon Rick and Morty. There we go. Actor Werner of Jules and Jim. Oscar Werner. Is it Oskar? I think so. Where gummy bears were invented. Germany. I didn't know that, but I guess it's not surprising given Haribo is from Germany. The snack manufacturer. Rhea Blank, graphic designer who created the New Yorker's typeface and mascot. Interesting, I don't know. Not familiar with this person offhand, I don't think. Not just a little, something... it was very much true. It was not just a little true. There we go. Okay. I was thinking of more of quantity, but this is less quantity and more kind of strength of how strongly something is being communicated. So Irvin, Rhea Irvin, maybe? NFL team nicknamed Big Blue. Well, in 6 letters, it probably ends with an S, I'm guessing. Schedule entries, dates. Showcase Showdown guesstimate. Never heard of this. Is this, I'm guessing, a television series, but I don't recognize it. Take the blank. I don't know. Could be take the loss, take the knee, take the cake. Could be basically anything. Okay, let's keep looking around. Root in potpourri. Oh, potpourri is, sort of scented, dried flowers and things. What would this be? What sort of root? I'm not sure. Oh, here's another route from Maine to Florida. US 1, maybe? US 210? I genuinely don't know. Oh, right, and here's another one of these. 32 across plus 33 across equals 35 across. So a limerick is a verse, a poem. So a limerick is a particular sort of poetic form, often used for kind of comic verse. Okay, so there we go. We have an epicenter, core, limerick, verse, root and potpourri. Still not sure about that one. Take care of, to tend to somebody, to take care of them. Hollywood's Howard, Ron Howard, the actor and director. So this does look like US 1, doesn't it? Okay. It was far enough east that I thought it was plausible, because if you're starting to number US highways, you would have started on the east. Root and potpourri. Orin, Oris? This is sort of vaguely familiar, but I don't know well enough to just nail it immediately. And here we have, of course, 40 plus 42 across equals 43 across, and I don't yet know what this one is. Delivery? No. Yeah, not sure. Oscar nominee for Pollock and The Truman Show. Oh, is this going to be the director? Who directed these films? It might not be. Maybe it's an actor. I'm not sure. Can't think offhand. Locale for The Hustle and The Funky Chicken. I assume these are dances, so dance hall, or I guess it could be a discotheque, maybe just a disco. Haul aboard, laid, to load cargo onto a ship. French friend, ami, that's friend in French. Unlikely to speak first, say. Timid, you could be a bit shy. Group that often holds religious services in barns. The Amish often hold religious services in barns. The sort of very traditional sect. And then it's a personal matter. Could be one's taste. It's personal to you. Amish, by the way, is sort of particular to North America, I believe. So might not be familiar with that elsewhere. Locale for The Hustle and The Funky Chicken. Yeah, okay, right. It is disco. Bridge columnist Charles. Wow, that's interesting. I assume this means someone who writes columns on the card game Bridge. I haven't a clue who this is. That's interesting. Card game that... Oh, this is Ed Harris, the actor. Okay, sure. He was in Pollock and The Truman Show. Was he Jackson Pollock in Pollock? I can't remember. And then who was he in The Truman Show? Was he... Oh, maybe he was actually, by complete coincidence, maybe he was the director in The Truman Show. I think he might have been. Card game that uses jokers. I'm not sure. Took to the streets. Rioted, maybe? You took to the streets, you rioted. This does look like Irvin, doesn't it? Rhea Irvin. Graphic designer who created the New Yorker's typeface and mascot. Let's see. Foreign refusal. 9. No in German. Card game that uses jokers. Oh, canasta? I've never played canasta. I wouldn't have known it uses jokers, but I've heard of it at least. Let's see. Words of rejection. Something no, that would make this Charles Gorin. I mean, it sounds like a name. It's perfectly plausible. Swindles. You swindle someone, you con them. Discharge could be to emit some sort of liquid or something. Como voce está? I'm guessing that's what this is in Spanish. Well, what do I think that means? Is it something like how are you doing? How's it going? That kind of thing. Voce. I would have thought that would have been related to speech. I don't know. I really should learn some Spanish. Bit of agitation could be you could be in a bit of a snit to be a bit agitated. Some cats are tomcats, male cats. Slushy brand could be an icy in a it's a brand of kind of blended ice drink. Okay, so the words of rejection are it's a no. I see. Okay, it's a no from me, you could say. Feature of a wedding dress could be the train that flows behind the dress. And here we have another one of our themes. So theme clues, I should say. So 56 across plus 57 across equals 59 across. So cons plus train, constrain equals limit or bind, maybe. I mean, constrain is such a sort of generic word that it could probably have several four-letter possibilities. But maybe it is bind, because code material could be DNA, genetic code. Let's try it and see. Oklahoma City, north by north. So someone corrected me the other day. It's not north by northwest. It's northwest of Oklahoma City. Enid? I think it's one of those cities I only know from crosswords. But Enid, Oklahoma, might be the answer. Yes, I think so, because early 20th century art movement would be Dada, the kind of intentionally nonsensical sort of art movement or irreverent. Her first word was Bart. Was it Lisa Simpson? I mean, I didn't know this bit of Simpsons trivia, but I'm wondering if it is Bart Simpson and his younger sister Lisa Simpson. Clarifying words could be as in. You could say, well, I'm referring to this concept as in this other example. That was a horrible example because I didn't use any specifics, but I'm sure you get my meaning. To experience guilt, to say, would be to feel bad. Oh, right. So I haven't looked at this one yet. Disco. Well, not since I got disco. So disco plus very discovery is a find. And then root in potpourri. So it is Orin or Oris, but I can't remember which. Flock members are geese, flock of geese. Oh, New York Giants. That's the NFL team nickname, Big Blue. All right. You'll be shocked to learn I didn't know the Big Blue nickname, but at least I have certainly heard of the New York Giants. Hebrew name meaning ascent. Eli, does Eli mean ascent? Let's look at the crosses. One on top of another is a pile of things. Showcase, showdown, guesstimate is a price, maybe? Oh, is this maybe part of The Price is Right or something? I don't, that game show. I mean, I've seen, maybe a couple of episodes of it in my life, but I don't remember if Showcase Showdown is a part of that or if that in itself is its own game. I'm not sure. In which one dot represents an A. Oh, Braille. Braille was invented by, I think a young Swiss teen, believe it or not. I think he was maybe 12 when he started working on Braille and maybe 15 when he finished it. I could have those exact numbers wrong, but he was shockingly young when he invented the system that went on to become incredibly widely used. Sort of astonishing. It was developed because I think the French military there was a French general, I think, who wanted a way to be able to read documents in the dark without drawing attention. And I think that was sort of what the impetus that started the kind of search for a system that ended up resulting in Braille. I don't even think the military ended up actually adopting Braille itself, but it obviously went on to be incredibly useful for the blind. Anyway, I don't know, I can't see it. Baby? I don't know. Or an order could be an edict. Take the bait. Yes, you could take the bait. Someone's trying to sort of deceive you, maybe, or entice you to do something. So an order is an edict. Health abbreviation: recommended daily allowances of, sort of various substances that are, but there are health guidelines around. And then schedule entries are dates. All right, okay, that was my original guess. And there we go. I think this was. I saw a couple of people in the Daily Solve Discord chat server mention that this was a bit easier than a typical Thursday. I think I would agree. I took some time here and there for some asides and some winding and wending, but I do think in general, I think I would consider this to be a bit easier than the average Thursday. And let's just go over our theme. So I don't think we had a revealer. I think, and often when you get these italicized clues, often you don't have a revealer. The revealer being a sort of answer that ties together all of the theme clues. Often with the italics, you don't have a revealer because the italics are the thing that is sort of referencing the theme clues, whereas often the revealer will list the theme clues in the clue itself. We don't have that here, so instead they're marked with this italics typesetting. So let's look over them. We have, where did it begin here? Begin here. Epic plus enter is epicenter or a core. Lime plus rick is limerick, which is a verse, a type of poetry. Disco plus very is discovery, which is a find. And finally, we have cons plus train is constrain, which is to bind. And there we go. That was our Thursday theme. Not too tricky, I don't think, for a Thursday puzzle, but let me know how you fared with this one. They too often strike people very differently for all number of I don't know, unpredictable reasons. In any case, that was that, and let's look at a few. Oh no, not a few. I just have one. Sorry, let me put on the spoiler wall. I just have one clue actually that I found from yesterday's puzzle. One comment, and it wasn't a correction. It was just it was sort of a correction in that I left out an answer entirely. Xander Watt says, there's one answer you didn't look at, 22 across, tempo. That always used to confuse me that it didn't mean without tempo, like atonal or amelodic. That's so interesting. That has never occurred to me before. I think because, well, in a crossword, it's written as a single word, but if you actually saw tempo written in a musical score, it would be two words, a space tempo. So, and yeah, I suppose the reason is simply that it has a completely different etymological root. So atonal or amelodic, that's the Greek a prefix to indicate, I guess, lack or opposite. But a tempo is just a phrase from Italian. It's directly borrowed from Italian, and it essentially means to time, I suppose, or of time. And its time is tempo, and we've just taken that term into English, and we say tempo from the Italian, but it refers to the time, the sort of pace at which the piece is played. And so a tempo in music basically means go back to what the tempo was before these sort of other tempo modifiers were introduced. So often you'll have that after a ritardando or an accelerando or something where the piece has slowed down or sped up. So a tempo means go back to what it was before. And so a tempo, to speed or of speed or at speed, however you'd exactly translate that. But that it had nothing to do with sort of atonal or that prefix. Anyway, that was the crossword for Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it, and that was the video as well. I'll be back tomorrow with the Friday crossword when we have no theme, just solving, and possibly a step up in difficulty. I think it's been, generally speaking, a relatively early week per day, so we might have our comeuppance on Friday or Saturday. We'll have to come back and find out. I hope you do. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.